Kylie, where did you get that?
I borrowed it.
From who?
A friend. You probably don't know him.
Dude, get off the game.
It's actually pretty fun.
Actually, it's pretty unhealthy for you.
How?
You can really mess your head up on that thing, you know?
Actually...
What the heck?
Whoa, stop.
What are you doing in my house?
Oh, hey JJ.
You know him?
Yeah, he's a know-it-all.
Actually, I'm here to tell you why games aren't as bad as you think they are.
Actually, I begged you
Keep going.
Okay, well, let me just... let's see here. Alright, so, did you know that a study found no links between youth violence and violent video games?
Well, actually, there's other studies that show that connect violent video games with negative feelings and aggression.
Which can be caused by a lot of other factors.
Like what?
Well, the fact that a lot of the games used in those experiments are games in which players compete against each other is one. In fact, Cole, what do you think would happen if he kept playing those games? And you really think that's going to happen from him playing a character on a screen?
A pretty violent character on screen, to be exact.
You know what? I think I know the perfect movie to show you guys. You guys want to watch?
Nope, not me.
Well, looks like you're stuck with me now.
Oh boy.
From first-person shooters to RPGs to arena games, arcade games, and much more, video games have been a popular form of entertainment for years. A phenomenon this big is bound to have some skepticism about some of its qualities, which brings us to the subject of whether or not video games can actually make people have violent tendencies. The notion that video games can induce violence, especially in children who play them, has been debunked by quite a few experiments. While this was the case, there are also a few experiments that can be used to support the opposing argument. In an experiment in 2015, research showed that violent video games cause aggressive thoughts and behavior, which can be caused by other factors, such as the competitive environment of the video games themselves. This can also easily be a broad way to describe how people acted in that environment. In fact, Professor Christopher Ferguson and his team conducted a long-term study in which they found no link between violence in video games and violent behavior. Ferguson pointed out that in a lot of the studies that linked violent video games to negative thoughts, looked for aggression in terms of, quote, less aggressive outcomes ranging from filling in the missing letters of words through delivering non-painful noise bursts to a consenting opponent, unquote. This might leave quite a few people a bit iffy on the methods used in these studies, and whether or not video games can actually induce violent behavior in your average human being. In fact, in the study, the video games seemed to have a calming effect on the children with clinically elevated symptoms that related to depressive or attention deficit problems. There was also a study conducted by British researchers who have said that the children who play video games tended to be less aggressive in real life. Violent video games might even be good for people on the more aggressive side as well, as video games can help people safely release their aggression without real-life violence. They can also act as a distraction from committing wrongdoings in real life as well. Ferguson added, basically, by keeping young males busy with things they like, you keep them off the streets and out of trouble. So why do people think violent video games can cause kids and teens to do violent things or have violent tendencies? One possible explanation is a simple word of mouth about the myth. It's not an unknown thing that there are a few cases where people find out that a criminal once played a violent video game or two, and the game was pointed out as the cause of that person's wrongdoing. One example was the Virginia Tech shooting, where the shooter, Seung-Hui Cho, was said to have played violent video games even if that wasn't even the case. In fact, whether or not he played Counter-Strike, the game that was blamed for his actions, is still uncertain, but this still wasn't enough to keep several people from blaming video games for the unfortunate event. That being said, the debate still rages on whether or not violent video games can make someone do violent things or have violent tendencies. Many experiments point toward video games causing somewhat aggressive behavior, which again can be caused by the competitiveness of some of these games rather than the violence in the game itself. Other experiments point toward video games not having any significant effects on the behavior at all, and many even state that violent video games can help you release your anger. So, if you're a gamer, keep doing what you do, and if you're not, then don't be too quick to judge. You might just be wrong about that.
So, what we learned today?
That violent video games don't make Kylie go insane.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, you're on your own, bud.
Yeah, bye.